Shalom, family. Shalom. It's good to see you all. I hope everybody is doing well. And I hope all of my brothers and sisters out in California are doing well. I know they're saying that California and Nevada will be the hardest impact from the flooding. And I just hope that everybody just sails right through it. I did see that Gavin Newsom has already declared a state of an emergency. And I'm just going to be watching. And those of you from Cali, just pop in and let me know that you're okay. For real. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Shalom to you. It's good to see you. Now, I do have a few people that are going to be on the panel. So, as I go along, I'm sure they will pop up, you know, and, as always, we're going to go over the stories and hopefully you'll have a good time and also gain some knowledge. You know, that's what I'm hoping for all of us. Shalom, family. Oh, I had a few people ask me about my. Oh, good. I got a Cali. I'm in California. It's only been raining a little bit. Good, good. I'm glad. And it's okay. It's raining. Okay, good. I'm glad. Thank you from my California brothers and sisters in the chat. Thank you. Yeah, that's a tough type of disaster to get through. It is no joke. Because I remember what happened here with Hurricane Sandy, all of those $1 million homes that were down by the ocean, they all went in every last one of them homes got pulled into the ocean. So, of course, it was more devastating for some than others. And, I can tell you how this government operates. After Sandy, and a lot of people were out of power, there were people sitting in my state without power for 5-6 weeks. They had no power. And back then, Chris Christie was the governor, and you couldn't even get your food replaced unless you had a receipt. If you didn't have a receipt proving prior to the storm hitting that you bought groceries, he would not even replace your food. I mean, it's ridiculous how they handle disasters. Well, you might as well say they don't really handle disasters. And as far as FEMA, there was no FEMA for us. Where I was, there was not one living soul checking on us from FEMA. Not one living soul. And we did have streets that were flooded, houses that had damage. Not one living representative from FEMA came to our door, came on our street, nothing. They did not even try to accommodate us. So, no, number one, America does very poorly with any type of major crisis. They don't do well. Okay? They don't do well at all. So and I'm going to show you one of the disasters that you're all familiar with. I'm going to show you how they didn't even help these folks, and these folks are what does Tareen say, palm color? I'll show you. FEMA and this government didn't even help them. And this, I believe, was a sundown town. So, even when it comes down to their own, they don't do nothing to help them recover at all. No, Louisiana, I know they didn't do crap down there. They didn't do nothing. The only thing they did When they bust people out of there to other parts in the country, they separated families. Do you know it took them nearly 3 years to get families back together, parents back with their kids? I that was the dumbest thing ever. How you going to put the parents on one bus and their small children on another bus? Why not just keep the families together? Whoever did that have to be dumber than a bag of rocks. Who the hell does that? You gonna separate? The kid is in, one child is over in North Carolina and the parent is up in Michigan. I mean, it's the dumbest thing ever the way they did this. It took over almost 3 whole years to get those families back together. Yeah. Well, I mean, yeah, it leaves the door open for children to be trafficked and molested and even killed, and you won't even know what happened to them. So they, of course, I mean, that was messed up. I always hated the way they did that. And like I said, whoever was in charge was stupid. Yeah. Yeah. They had some live cams last night of the incoming hurricane. I think it's down to a tropical storm, but they said it's still packing a lot of rain. So, so they're not even out of the woods now that it's been declared a tropical storm, because it says it's bringing a lot of wind and heavy rain, and they're still anticipating a lot of flooding. Yeah. But, nevertheless, thank you, dark skinned brother, for the super chat. Shalom, Lisa, my warrior queen sister. Let them have it. Family facts and truth being spoken. All praises to the Most High. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right. So let me share my screen, and hopefully the ones I invited will be coming. If not, then hey, this can be a one woman show. I'm okay with that. All right. Okay, y'all. Can you see my screen? Give me a one if you can see the screen. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. All right. Let me show you this. Y'all remember the fire in Paradise, right? This is Paradise 5 years later. 5 years later. Now, you do see some new houses that were built on the lots, but there are more empty lots than there are homes. You can see all the empty lots over here, way back here. So it's just a few houses and primarily all these empty lots. This is 5 years after the Paradise Fire. And you don't hardly see many houses rebuilt at all. This is what I'm trying to tell everybody, because there are people that have this false sense that this government is there to help and they're going to help people rebuild. Now, they'll get in the media and say all that mess, but this is actual reality. And the reality is they do not help people regain their homes, their property, and start rebuilding on the land. You can see there's clearly more empty lots than there are homes 5 years later. And I remember when this happened, and there were quite a few people that lived here in this Paradise neighborhood, and they had no insurance. Because I remember listening to the interviews of the different people that survived. Many of them were living here and had no kind of insurance on their house. at all. They had nothing. So don't believe the hype, is what I'm trying to tell you. When they say they will help you rebuild, they absolutely won't. They absolutely will not. Now, look, this was primarily their people. All right. So if you know they're not doing it for them, you know they're not going to do squat for any of our neighborhoods where it's primarily melanated people. They're not going to do nothing for us. You know? So don't always buy into what they say on the media about helping people and sheltering people. And if you go back and look at the stories, when Paradise burnt down, many of those people resorted to putting up tents in a Walmart parking lot. They weren't given no hotel rooms when that happened. When they first were out of their homes, they were in tents at a local Walmart parking lot. Some of y'all might remember that. So, no, they don't go there. Look, even in Florida, I think back when people lost all those trailers, that was Hurricane Andrew, where all those people were out and just wandering around. Many of them were just sitting in lawn chairs with a rifle, trying to guard people from looting their property. And the funny part, y'all, the biggest looters were them. Every time, excuse me, I remember Andrew. Every time they caught people looting down there, those folks didn't look like us. Those folks look like them. Them folks. They were the biggest ones going through the streets and finding stuff to take. And that same thing happened in Paradise, by the way. You had people going through Paradise doing the same thing, trying to pick out things that did not completely burn or anything they could salvage. They were doing that. That wasn't us. We weren't going to no Paradise to loot anybody. That was their own people doing that. So, thank you, dark skinned brother. So, never believe the hype that they are coming to rescue you after a disaster. You would be better off planning your own way, who you can stay with, where you can go, or you got family in another state, how you're going to make it over to your family. You better make those plans for yourself. Waiting on this government, you may be waiting forever, for real. Yeah. Yeah, and for many years, I think like 10 years after Andrew, I had people I worked with that went to vacation in Florida, and they said they still saw the trailers that got messed up and Andrew all piled up in certain locations in Florida. They never even got rid of those raggedy trailers. They still had them, just all piled up. Mhm. Yeah, because people wait too long. That's why they get caught up in the fight. Just like Maui. They wait too long to evacuate and then they end up dying. Y'all, when speaking of Maui, Canada, last night there was a report that came out. Canada now got 35,000 out of control fires up there. They ain't gonna never put that thing out. I think if the weather don't change, because they've gone through a drought, they're not hardly getting any rain. I mean, the rain might be their saving grace because their firefighters and the people they got on the ground, they can't put that thing out. It's 35,000 fires. It is crazy. And that stuff is very close to the US border. It's not really that far off from where we are. Yeah, Washington State is right by Canada too. Yeah, yeah, they can't get it under control. All right, let's see the next one. All right, this is one that I actually came across earlier this morning. Okay. They found a young woman's body hanging at a Texas high school. Now, they didn't have her name, but they said they estimate her age between 15 to 20 years old. They found her South Austin at a Texas high school Thursday morning. And this is the fourth day of school. Thursday was the fourth day of school in Texas. They didn't give her race, y'all. I know, I was wondering the same thing. But she was found hung on a tree out front at the high school. Yeah, and they said her body was found around 7 a.m. About 7:55, she was taken to the coroner's office, pronounced dead. So they don't know who did it. They don't even know her name. They don't really know much about her at all, according to the Austin School District police chief. They don't know anything right now. Mhm. Yeah, it's a terrible thing. So it was found, and the EMS and police were called, and they still have yet to identify her. So I was going to follow it because I wanted to see if they figure out who she is. Because right now I can't tell you the race of her because it's not in the article at all. Thank you, dark skinned brother, for the super sticker. Thank you so much. Yeah, it is sad. It is sad, but these are the times we are in, and these are the kind of things that occur. It shouldn't occur, but it does. It should not occur. You know, the only thing that annoys me is when things like this happen, I will always get those people coming into my comment section to say, well, this is black people's fault because black people won't do this. This is not black people's fault. And I'm getting sick of some of y'all saying that mess. Everything that occurs with us is not our fault. And so you expect us, no, in fact, no group, there's people that get murdered in every single group. Does it mean they're responsible for not stopping those deaths? I mean, some of y'all, you need to get a grip, because no, this is not our fault. But I guess if you don't want to blame the real ones responsible, then blame your own people, right? I'm sorry, I ain't feeling you on that one. But there's a lot of people that do that among our people, and that is quite annoying. It's very annoying. It's very annoying, for real. All right. Now we have this Trump supporter, and some of y'all might have seen this story. This is a Trump supporter, and she threatened a judge. So this judge is handling Donald Trump, because you know Donald Trump is in court, his criminal case for January 6th. And, you know, they got an awful lot of Black men and women on these Donald Trump cases. If you even remember New York, y'all might remember the DA there, a Black man. And now you have this, but it seems like they're putting all these Black people on Donald Trump. And I find that interesting. And I know this is being done deliberately. They're making our people the sacrificial lamb. I'm just noticing, even the DA in Georgia, and we're going to talk about that briefly. She is Black. Everybody's Black that's dealing with Donald Trump, you know, and don't think that these folks, it's just a coincidence. This is not a coincidence. They did this on purpose. So she called this judge, who probably has way more education and smarts than she does, a slave, and threatened to kill her. And this is not the only person. It was other people she made threats to. And she was arrested, and she should be arrested. Should be arrested. Okay, her name is Abigail Shur, 49 years old. Unbelievable. So her father did speak out about this, said she's an alcoholic. I said, yeah, y'all always use that. Y'all always use the booze as an excuse for everything. Well, even if she is an alcoholic, the bottom line is you threaten somebody's life, boozed up or not. You threaten someone, you threaten to kill them. So I don't care about this woman. I'm glad she got arrested for what she did. I'm glad she did. Serves her butt right. No, this ain't no mental illness. You know, usually these boozers that are like her, they're broke. Their life has not gone the way they wanted. You know, let me tell you something. They're not all doing great. Now, they'll try to come and put on airs, especially around Black folk, and make you believe they are all doing so great, and they're not. Many of them are broke. Many of them are barely making ends meet. Many of them can't afford everything. They can't afford even to take a vacation or to even do things for their children. Trust me, life is very limited for many of them. So don't believe the hype that they're all doing well and we're not. That is the biggest lie being told. In fact, there are many people in our community that are doing way better than them. And that is a fact. All right. So don't ever believe that somebody like this is doing well. Chances are she's probably living in some rough rural community where the houses barely look decent. And she's probably struggling through life, or even in a trailer and struggling through life. But don't always believe everywhere they live is just such a beautiful, immaculate place, because that is the furthest thing from the truth. Yeah. So, I mean, she was in Austin. But, you know, isn't it funny how they'll put their lives on the line for Donald Trump? You would think after January 6th, they would know better. But apparently they don't, because, I mean, if now that she got arrested for threatening a judge, Donald Trump is not going to run to her rescue. He's not. He didn't run to the rescue of anybody from January 6th. And he's not going to run to her rescue now that she done got caught up in the system. Now, it's one thing, you can like whoever you want. But see, you watch how you go extreme with everything. When you go extreme and that person is not out there for you, She gonna learn the hard way. No Donald Trump is gonna come to no prison to save her. Right now, Donald Trump is in the fight of his life out here in these courtrooms. He got so many indictments coming his way and charges. He don't have time to be worried about this little peon that he never heard of. It's really foolish. Really foolish what some of these people do. For real. Now, speaking of Donald Trump, I'm glad we're on Donald Trump, because some of you might have heard that Donald Trump has been brought up on RICO charges. RICO charges, Racketeer Influence Corrupt Organizations Act. Donald Trump has been brought up on RICO charges in Georgia. But I think, and this is my opinion, I think the Democrats need to be careful with how they charge Donald Trump, because this can all backfire on them. No matter what charges they put on Donald Trump, I don't believe Donald Trump is going to go to jail. Now, I've heard many people say they think I do not believe Donald Trump is going to jail. I'm just telling y'all. Even if they could find him guilty and everything, Donald Trump is going to remain free. Locking him up, I'm just telling y'all, I don't see it. I just don't see them locking him up. Former president, it would, if they do, it has never, ever been done before. No matter what you feel about Donald Trump, one thing this system is very particular about who they put behind bars. And we know that from the massive amounts of people they have put in jail from our community. See, as long as it's us, they'll flood you in there, crime or no crime. But when it starts turning into prominent figures, they don't want to do nothing. They can find Donald Trump guilty on the next charges that are coming up. And it's highly doubtful that Donald Trump is going to get put behind bars. I'm just telling you, that's how I feel. Even if they came up with a form of punishment, they might come up with some form of punishment, but it won't be incarceration. That's all I'm saying. It won't be that. Oh, hell yeah. It's always privilege. For real. It's always that. All right. Now, here's another interesting one. I think y'all gonna like this one. India just bought a million barrels of oil from the UAE. When countries, this was the arrangement, when countries buy oil, it always must be bought in US dollars, right? And this is huge. It must be bought in US dollars. India just bought 1 million barrels of oil in rupees. Now, you may think this is one country. No, this is a big deal. This is a big deal. To buy oil for your country and you did not use US dollars. Oh, no, this is a big deal. This is a serious black eye for America. Because, see, when it comes down to oil, they want all of the world's oil bought in US dollars. Oh, no, I know it's this week. It's not next week. BRICS, their meeting in South Africa is this week. But thank you for the super chat. Mike C. Thank you for the super chat. It's this week. I believe it's like the 23rd, 24th this week. And I was looking at, I think it was one of the African nations put in an application for BRICS. So I think they're up to 45 nations that want to be part of BRICS. And from what I understand, this meeting in South Africa, there's going to be, they said there are 70 representatives from different countries going into South Africa for this meeting this week. The US tried to break this meeting up and they couldn't do it. They did try. They made an attempt to threaten people into not going to this meeting. They are going. But y'all, when they start spending money and using anything other than US dollar, especially for oil, this is a big deal. This is a big deal, which means other countries are going to follow what India just did. You just keep your eye on this thing. Every little move they make is going to have a negative impact on the US. And if you notice, everything out here in the economy is off the charts. Everything's expensive. And some people feel that it's expensive because the American dollar is not worth what it used to be worth. That's why everything is getting jacked up. And if you notice, some things have come down, but housing did not come down at all. Housing is still ridiculous. Oh yeah, they threatened a couple of people, but how the hell are you going to go after 45 countries and you're the US? I mean, Bernadette Fox, thank you so much for becoming a channel member. Even the US can't pull that one off. How are you going to go after 45 countries? And plus, these countries are going to have each other's back. I mean, what are you going to do about it? What are you going to do about it? Yeah, well, you heard what those folks in Maui are saying when they were asking for help. The only help they got was a few $100s from the US government, and said the US government is taking an attitude towards these people from Maui. Like they're acting as if that they're offended that they need help. I said, wow, that's not how he treats Ukraine. Yep, $700. That's all they got. $700. And listen, y'all, $700 per family. Per family. It's not per person where everybody would get it, including the children. Nope, it's per family. That is it. That is all the government gave them. But they have poured billions and billions of dollars on Ukraine. That's why I'm telling y'all, I know some of you will come in the comment section when I post things about Maui, and you'll say, oh, I don't care. It don't impact me. You should care, because if a disaster happens in your town or where you're impacted, you can now see how this government will function even when it comes down to you. That's why you should never take your eye off of the disasters in this country. Yeah, it may sound good that you don't care, but if anything happens where you are located, you now know right off the bat they don't care about you. And you better be ready to fend for yourself. That's a big reason why I show these stories, just to show you what the reaction is from this government. They're acting like they don't want to help these people that lost everything. Everything. What is a whole family going to do with $700? You couldn't even take that and stay at a hotel for a month. You couldn't do it. But this is how American citizens are getting treated. But when it comes down to Ukraine, it's like no questions asked. They just focus on sending all of that money over there. They got an avalanche of money coming, and a U.S. citizen that lost everything at no fault of their own. $700 per family. Yeah, I mean, rent. Shoot, forget rent. You couldn't even get a use that as a deposit for another place. What? How many apartments cost 700 a month? Especially in a place like Hawaii. I heard many years ago how expensive it is to live in Hawaii. It's not cheap to live in Hawaii. You couldn't take that $700 and move into another apartment or rent a home in Hawaii. That's not enough money. Yeah, right. They put those yeah, the Afghans, the Ukrainians in Airbnbs, if y'all remember. They put them up in Airbnbs, gave them all kinds of money. Oh, not only are the developers trying to steal up all the land around that fire site, they said they're trying to steal the water. They're trying to get the rights to all the water over there in Maui. It's not just the land. Yeah. So a lot of people are mad at Joe Biden because he was out on a beach at Rehoboth Beach in Delaware, where he's from. He's from Delaware. And he was out on the beach this past week, and they were asking him about Maui, and his response was no comment. And a lot of people were upset about that. Yeah. Well, I don't know if y'all heard the US is supposed to be giving Ukraine some F-16s, some jets. And Russia heard about it and they're upset, but they said they're getting ready to send them fighter jets. I mean, like I said, they can't give enough to Ukraine, but you let it be an American citizen that gone through a disaster. And, y'all out there in California, it's going to be the same way with you. So if y'all get flooded out of your homes, just know Joe Biden ain't going to do squat. He ain't going to do nothing. So I just hope if things get really bad that y'all have a plan to get out of there, or you got family that you can go to until you get back on your feet, or you're able to dry out your home and fix everything. I just hope it doesn't get that bad, but if it does, I really hope and pray you got a plan B, something you can fall on, because this is no joke. You already see this government don't want to do a thing to help American citizens. You're seeing it in Maui, and you're going to see it in California. And I hope it's not that way, but let's be real. Right now, we haven't seen them do too much of nothing for American citizens since that war broke out in Ukraine. Okay. RY, let me just take a look here. Lisa, I saw an IG post last week about a 2-year old post about an Asian woman stating that Hawaiians have been telling PC to stop coming to Hawaii because they are affecting the environment. Now this fire happened. Yeah, well, unfortunately, they're not going to stop coming. They're not. I saw similar stories in Mexico. The Mexicans were pretty much saying the same thing. After the pandemic, they were flooding over there and the Mexicans were like, "Please stop coming over here. Stop coming over here." No, you're right, Lions Den. California's not prepared for this. They said the last time they had a tropical storm with a lot of flooding was 1939. That was the last time they got hit like that. So, no, unfortunately, when it comes down to disasters, America does a very poor job. And all you could do is try to do for yourself at that time because they're sure not going to help you. Yeah, Puerto Rico, too. I remember that disaster. Hurricane Maria. I remember that. That's all I can say is you got to learn how to fend for yourself and not rely on this government because they're not going to do too much of nothing for you. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I do want to show you this. I do want to show you this. Okay. This is the fundraiser that Lee Daniels started for Reggie Ray. You can see him in that picture right there. And their goal is $300,000. And as you can see, they're close to the goal. Now, the last time I saw this GoFundMe was the day that Reggie Ray was released from prison. And it was like 258,000 in there at that point. So as you can see, it's up to 293,261. So hopefully in the next few days they'll hit the 300,000 goal. I sure hope it goes beyond that. I was looking at an interview that Stephanie Mills did recently, and she said she is going to be doing the concert in order to raise funds for anybody that took part in that fight so that they'll have the money for legal representation. So she is moving forward on the concert. I hope it's live streamed. I would love to see it. I would love to see it for real. I hope somebody finds a way to, or she may let her show be live streamed. It would be nice. It would be real nice. So I'm glad Reggie Ray got out of prison. He wasn't in there long at all. He got arrested on a Friday and he got out early Saturday morning. That's why in the video it's still dark. It wasn't even sunrise when he got out. Oh, you're talking about Daniel Penny? I think he did. No, I think he got more than a million. I think he got more like 2 million. Yeah, so, I'm happy for the brother. I'm glad he got out. They're saying if he is convicted, he'll get 3 months in prison and a $500 fine. I don't think he should serve any time. I don't think he should have to serve any time at all. This whole thing is ridiculous with him in the disorderly conduct charge. It's a BS charge for real. Yeah, so 2.5 million. Yeah, I knew it was more than 1 million. I definitely knew that just from looking at the stories out there. I knew it was more. And no, he did not He's one of those people that got that money, but he certainly didn't deserve it. All right, let's see. Okay. Now, the Smithsonian came out with this story this week. And I know you may look at this, reveal the Smithsonian's racial brain collection. Back in the 1800s and early 1900s, they had a racist anthropologist that was the head of the Smithsonian at that time. And he wanted to set out to prove that white people were more superior than especially us. And he did this brain collection, and it was really inhumane the way he did it. They would just take brains, no consent from the family or nothing, and just took these bodies and took the brains out of them. And of course, the vast majority of the brains that they took were melanated men, women, children, and fetuses, melanated fetuses. Yes, this is the truth, y'all. It is disgusting. The Smithsonian has all kinds of body parts. They have all kinds of, they have the slaughtered bodies of natives. They have our forefathers that went through chattel slavery. They got all kinds of body parts, brains, and everything. And people are saying, this is really sick. They had these brains all this time. And I'm going to show you what this dude looked like. He was a stone cold racist, and he did everything he could to collect. Here he is. Here he is. He was an anthropologist, a very stone cold racist. And his thing is he wanted to collect these brains to prove that white people were more superior than black people. And they have had these brains on display for a long time, and people start questioning, why do you have this? And now they're saying they want to do something about it. All this time later, they want to do something about it. And they're saying that technically they don't have to contact the families of the black men, women, and children that they had, because number one, they don't have any names to connect the brains to a family. And technically, because of the way things were, they don't really have to do it. So, in other words, they're not going to do a darn thing. There are a few people, because they had some people from, I think, the Philippines. Well, let's just put it this way. Most of the people they had were non-white, but the vast majority were black men, women, and children, and even babies, because they said this man, this racist anthropologist, he was Alex Hardlick. That was his name. And because he was a racist, and we know what most racists are obsessed with black people. Let's be for real. Most of them are obsessed with us. So, yeah. So to this very day, they still have all these brains. Majority are people. No, this demon is dead. No, this demon is dead. He's been dead for a long time. Yeah, but these are some of the things that happen to our people. We're experimented on, and we're put on display, and all that stuff. And when you say we're entitled to reparations, you want to take issue with it. But it's the truth. This is all the more reason for reparations, as far as I'm concerned. Hmm. I mean, if you get a chance, you can go out and look at this article. This article is quite lengthy. It is quite lengthy, and it has a lot of details in it about the things that happened and how they got these bodies. And some of these bodies were buried and they were dug up and their brains were removed. I mean, they have no heart whatsoever. No heart, just completely heartless. Yeah, but you know what? I know they're trying to rewrite history, and I saw they got Dennis Prager writing the Black history down there in Florida. At the end of the day, y'all, nobody can do away with our history unless we do it, and we're not doing it. All of their efforts is not going to make our history disappear, especially if we are the ones to keep it alive. And that's exactly what should happen. Number two, you don't have to have your children in their schools. And quite frankly, that's the move I wish our people would make. Because if you pull your children out of their school, that means they lose all their funding. When they see their dollars start going down, I promise you, all of this chatter about wiping out the history will change real fast when there is money being lost. But if you're just going to just pack your kid up and just send them out the front door, then why should anything change? You're willing to send your child out there to learn a whitewashed history. You're willing to do it. And you shouldn't be doing that. There's always something you can do to educate your children. Sending your children to the enemy to be educated, that should not be your only option. You know, that's one way to shut it down. Number two, we should be teaching our children our history anyway. You can't rely on these folks to do it. You shouldn't rely on them to teach anything at this point. But really, the history, you got, trust me, you as a parent got more control over this than you think. What they gonna do? Come to your door and make sure you don't teach your kid history? They can't do that. Okay. They can't do that. You got the, excuse me, you got the right to purchase books, purchase videos, documentaries, so that your children know their history. Who are they? They're not going to stop you from doing that. So it doesn't matter what they whitewash. Are they really truly going to get rid of it? Hell no. Hell no. Not as long as we know and we're aware of it. There's no possible way they can. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, like I said, that's the biggest and strongest move is black parents all over Florida or anywhere where they trying to act all funny style about the history. Pull your kids out. Pull your kids out. I promise you, they'll be calling you to bring them kids back, and they're not going to have to learn this and that. I bet you things will turn around real fast when they don't have access to the same money. Oh yeah, well, yeah, they're going to run around and do that. But yeah, this is a pretty gruesome story, another gruesome story in the history about what was done to our people. And these colleges and universities, especially the ones that have a medical school, you can best believe that's a university that is still holding our forefathers' bodies. Now, University of Penn have been called out on that. Harvard has been called out on that. It's been a number of these universities that have the body of the indigenous and the people that have gone through hard bondage in this country, and they got their bodies and had their bodies now for centuries, as long as the university has been around. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, it is sick. It is sick what has been done, and that's what they're trying to cover up. It's far worse than anything you ever heard about, and that is the biggest thing they are trying to cover up and hide. They don't want anybody to see the actual history because it is way worse, way more gruesome than you can ever imagine. Now, when it comes down to Michael Orr and the Tuohys, when you go on different social media platforms or you see these stories and go in the comment section, it's split among racial lines, which we all can expect. That is the norm. But there are people, them folks, you know who I'm talking about, them folks that are saying Michael Orr should be grateful. Grateful for what? It's that grateful talk they always come to us and say, my ass ain't gonna be grateful about nothing, especially any wrongdoing done to my people. I ain't gonna be grateful about squat. And Michael does not have to be grateful to people that stole from him. Okay, he don't have to be grateful about a damn thing. But this is what they're running around saying. I wish he would. I'm glad he is finally making an official split from these people. It should be done. And, maybe it just took him long because he really wanted a family. If you don't know the history, he comes from a family of 12 children. He's one of 12 children. His mother could not keep him because she was a drug addict at the time. And in the story, there's really no mention of the father, but his mother was just not capable of taking care of the 12 children, and she was strung out on drugs. So no, Michael don't owe any gratitude to a bunch of people that have squandered and stole his money. What does he need to be grateful to them for? Seriously. And he was a ward of the state more years than he was adopted. He was in the foster care system, and these folks adopted him. And they met him when he was playing football, and their kids were going to the school too. He was playing football, and they saw how good he was. They saw the potential in him. That's why they grabbed him up for adoption. Do you think if he was just some ordinary teen and he really didn't have that kind of talent, they would have grabbed him up? Of course, they knew what he had, they knew how smart he was. Right, he was never adopted. That's what he discovered. Yes. And there was an interview that someone showed of Leanne Tui, and she said right in the interview, Michael was their adopted son. She was his adopted mother. She said it right in the interview. So they made him believe all this time that they loved him, they cared about him, and they wanted him to be part of the family. And here it is, all this time, he was never, ever part of that family. Even their biological kids that did absolutely nothing got money out of the deal, and he got nothing. He got absolutely nothing. There is zero difference between making money off of your slave and what they did. He was the only black male in that house, and he was the only one they cheated and the only one they profited off of. It's really no different than what happened in chattel slavery, what they did to him, you know? And I think what outrages me the most about this story, as soon as the Tuohys heard about this, they came out in the media all defensive. They came out all defensive. Not, I'm sorry this happened to Michael and we want to make it right. You notice they haven't said that? If he was really truly like a child of yours, wouldn't you want to make things right with him? They're not even doing that. They're not even doing that. Michael is like our child. We want to make things right. To hell with the conservatorship. He's our son. I care more about him than that. You notice they haven't spoken those words? Not at all. They came out all defensive and everything instead. And that's more reason not to forgive them. I wouldn't forgive nothing. And y'all, I also was reading about Michael when he was in college. Do you know Michael made the dean's list when he was in school? Michael made the dean's list. Okay. He was no dummy. And they portrayed him like a dummy. And he said that has impacted his life. When it came down to certain things, when people encounter him, they assumed he was stupid. And he says, I'm not stupid. But because of that movie, he said when people meet him for the first time, they expect him to be a certain way. And said that has been a problem for him because of the way he was portrayed in that movie. But he is far from dumb. He's not dumb. Yeah. They said the movie, I think, made $310 million. And Sandra Bullock, she got, I think, an Oscar for her performance in the movie. Yeah. You know, you don't keep some type of binding contract like that for 19 years if it was not your intention to keep it that way for good. The husband, wife, and the children had an expectation to make money off of Michael for the rest of their lives. They really were trying to do that because there's no justifiable reason for them to have a conservatorship on him for 19 years. It is no excuse for that. There is no excuse for that, y'all. You did this on somebody for 19 years that didn't have any medical issues. And psychologically, he did not have any type of problems. Like I said, no matter what the TUI say, it is not a good enough reason for why they did it in the first place. Mhm. Yeah, I mean, the whole thing was fake. And they were saying back in February when he found his lawyer actually found the document that was signed that he thought was adoption papers. And they said when he saw it, he was so devastated. For a long time, he was devastated over that. And he broke off from the Tuies, they said about a decade ago, because he was sensing something was not right. He knew something wasn't right. He could feel it. And you really think about it, we feel those things too. If you're on a job and let's say someone comes around you and you can kind of get the feeling they don't really like you can pick it up. You can feel it, you can sense it. How many times have something like that happened to you where One of them people will come around you and they're talking to you, but you can tell they really don't like you. You know, you can just feel it in your spirit that they have disdain for you. They're not very good at hiding it. They're really not. I think they feel they are, but they're really not good at hiding it. And he said that's why he cut off from them about a decade ago, because he just it was just bugging him that something wasn't right. But they met him when he was playing football in high school. That's how they knew how good he was at football, because that's when they met him for the first time. So it was not a random thing that he ended up living with them. They knew they could make money off of his potential, because he had that talent even back then. I think even in high school, he was 6'6", 6'6", 350 pounds or something like that, 330 pounds. So they knew what they were looking at. Dark Skin Brother, thank you for the super chat. Facts Queen, you can definitely sense their wicked agendas. Yeah. Yeah, people were saying that the Tuohys already had money, and that was all the more reason to make sure Michael got all of his money. You already had money. But see, it just goes to show no matter what amount some people have, it's never enough. It's never enough, and they want more. Yeah. See, that's why I don't fully blame Michael for what happened. I mean, let's be real. How many 18-year-olds are walking around and they're well versed in the law? Not many. Very few. The average 18-year-old, they just don't know the law and their legal system like that. But the Tuohys and Aunt Debbie sure knew it, and they took advantage. They knew he lacked experience and stuff like that, and they took advantage of it. Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, but I think they really did make him believe he was adopted. I really do. In the last video I did in that article, it said that they even had a family website and they had him listed on the website as adopted. He was their adopted son, and it was on the website. So they can't even say, no, we didn't say that. We never told them that. They're lying. How you doing, LVZ?
I'm good. I'm good. Sitting out. Look, I'm sitting here, was waiting to go live with you. I said, man, it's cold in here. That's how you know you're getting old. It get cold, then you take a nap by accident.
Uh-huh.
What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
Is going through these articles. No, I
And
was
see,
telling them that I was online just kind of looking at comment sections on these videos about Michael Orr. And, every now and then we saw them folks come over and talk about he should be grateful for what the Tuohys did for him. Grateful for what?
for stealing his money? No,
Yeah.
he look. I look. I'm with you. They stole his money and he got screwed. My only issue is this. That's what that nigga get for trying to be a big ass Willis Drummond. At the end, Willis he wanted look. This nigga had dreams of being Willis Drummond. Oh, massa, can you please adopt me? Let this be a lesson to all of you at home. Your crackhead mama ain't that bad. You see what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
talked bad about his real mother. Oh, my mother wasn't there. She's on drugs. white mommy saved me so I can be Big Willis.
I wonder if he sees his siblings, because all 12 of them had to go into foster care.
Yeah.
I
He
often
say
wonder what happened to his siblings.
you don't, because he wanted to have a white family. Well, that's what you get when you want to be Willis Drummond. That's what you get: an empty bank account, a kick in your ass, and a slap across your big ass empty head. I don't feel sorry for this Negro, because you know why? When that movie came out, it made him look like a big ass retard.
That's what he
Then,
said. He said
right.
that's been impacting his life too, LVZ. I was reading
Yeah.
where he said that when people meet him, they think he's a certain way. And when they hear him, how he's well versed and he can speak up and everything, then they're shocked because that's not how he was in that character in the movie. And he said it has impacted his life because people think they're talking to some big dumb guy.
Yeah. And I mean, look, he the one that let them portray him like the Green Mile nigga. I don't want to be the Green Mile nigga. The first thing I would have said was, nah. When I seen that movie, I'm like, nah, that's not what happened. That's not how it happened. But no, you want to get adopted by white mommy, white daddy? You want to be Big Willis Drummond? There you go. That's what happened to Big Willis Drummond. Shouts out to what's his name, Todd Bridges, the real Willis Drummond.
Did you hear what Jason Whitlock said?
What'd he say?
Oh Lord, you didn't hear LVZ?
It was Jason Whitlock.
He was saying that that Michael Orr is wrong and what he's doing to the Tuohys is wrong. Jason.
Oh, well,
Jason.
So basically, what he said was,
yeah, no. How you gonna do this to Massa?
Don't fuck Massa like that. You all the leftover pope. You shouldn't want no monies. You should just be happy that Massa took a little bit of love in you. I wish Massa would have adopted me and took all my money and gave me free pork. That's basically what he was saying.
So Jason Whitlock, he completely takes the side of the Tuohys and called Michael despicable for what he's doing to them. So he's making the Tuohys the victim.
Right. That's ungrateful.
Jason
Fatlock.
Yeah, that's right, what Jason Fatlock is doing.
Right. What he really wanted to say was this blackety black ingrate should be happy to be a part of Whitey's family. I know I would. They won't even adopt Jason fat ass. When he saw that movie, he cried. He thought it was about the virtues of white people.
Yeah, well, yeah, Jason feels sorry for the Tuohys and saying what Michael is doing is wrong, and he's trying to shake down rich people.
What? They rich because of him? Oh my
God. No, they wouldn't have adopted Jason because Jason didn't have no talent. They don't want that.
Right, exactly.
That would be too big a mouth to feed every day.
Right, and them couch stains, his big funky ass be. We leaving them that smell on your couch and get
that LVZ, and they would have had to buy a new bed because I bet you Jason Whitlock bed is sunk in from the weight.
Oh, it is. And it got it got Dorito crumbs and Snicker wrappers all over the place.
Thank you, dark skinned brother Jason Shitlock. I heard a couple of people call that. Yeah, you're right. Let me see what that say. Jason Shitlock needs to mind his own judgment on him already. He better be careful. Jason always, Jason, he got to earn his living by being on the opposing side of black folk all the time. That's how he earns his money.
Yeah, you know how it is, bro. He got to say, look, Massa, somebody got to stick up for Massa. Who
Mhm.
gonna stick up for Massa? Nigga Jason to do it. You just ungratefuls. You should be happy. They let you live close to their white families. You got to eat. See, look, that nigga was running around. He wanted to run away from the collard greens, Lisa. He ain't want the collard greens. He wanted unseasoned chicken and stovetop every night. But that's what the fuck he got. And he got robbed too. I don't feel nothing for Michael Orlov.
He ate bland food and he got robbed.
That's what he deserved.
He
He
ate
was
bland
wishing.
food. He ate bland food and he got robbed. Okay.
Right. You sitting there wishing every night. These collard greens, I don't want to eat these collard greens. I want me some unseasoned chicken and stovetop.
Yeah. Can you imagine her describing how she made him? Oh, Michael, eat these collard greens. I worked hard. I boiled them and I put a pinch of salt in them. They're delicious.
That shit might well
I
went
put a pinch
outside.
of salt in there.
Right. I was about to say might well went outside and grazed like a damn cow. And he'd have got more flavor out of that.
Uh-huh.
This nigga he ain't want no more sweet potato pie. He wanted rhubarb and pumpkin pie. That's what he wanted. He didn't want no more, y'all. He got what he wanted.
And plus, y'all, behind the scenes, Jason Whitlock is trying to contact the Tuohys to see if he can get adopted.
If he can get adopted. Ours be a good nigga. Ours never complain.
You can take my money. I won't say a word.
Yeah. Look, Lisa, he in there sending the money orders and shit. Talking about mailing money orders to the Tuohys, talking about, will you adopt me, white daddy? Petty motherfucker.
Yeah, Jason is sitting there saying Michael is wrong and he's wrong, throwing a perfectly good white family away.
I'm telling you, if Uncle Ruckus is really a person, then this last name is Whitlock.
Yeah.
The white man ain't do nothing to nobody, and he don't deserve this.
Uh-huh.
That's basically what he's saying.
Yeah, Jason Tuohy. He's planning on changing his name, Jason Tuohy.
Jason Tuohy.
Yeah. Michael probably did have to eat potato salad with raisins. He probably did.
He loved it.
He probably did have to eat that. But
yeah, you know he loved it. He put the raisins in it now himself and just break out crying, Lisa. Oh, I wanted you to adopt me. Man, come on, man. I'd have been mad as soon as they put that dumb ass movie out. That was the time to complain. The time to complain after they done robbed you. You should have knew early you was gonna get robbed. What do they always do? Rob us.
Yes. I mean, that is really the legacy of us being around them. Yeah, that is the truth. That is the truth. Oh, there was one more in here. I got Tyrese in here, y'all. Here it is.
Yeah, Tyrese.
Yeah, Tyrese is suing Home Depot. Did y'all hear about this one? For racial discrimination?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm assuming.
You didn't hear about this one?
Nah.
Okay, so Tyrese apparently went into Home Depot and he said 2 workers discriminated against him. So he is suing them for $1 million. So an incident went down. This happened back in February, and he went in there to buy building material because he was working on an entertainment area in his house.
Oh, okay.
So he said when he got to the register, The cashier took 20 minutes scanning, and other shoppers recognized him. And so, he was speaking and everything, and yeah, and y'all, these were Hispanics.
Oh, of course it was.
These
That's
were
what I'm about to say.
Hispanics. Yeah.
That's what I'm about to say. I'm about to say, oh, Home Depot, I want to sue them for racial discrimination. They act like niggas don't exist. They especially the way the Spanish people be standing in front of that motherfucker.
Yeah. Yeah.
Y'all know what I'm talking about? Go to a Home Depot right now. Bet you it's the Spanish guy out there. Hey, my friend, do you need something? Hello, my friend. Hello, my friend. That's
Now,
what he does. Shut up, boy.
Now, how it all went down, because a lot of people recognized him, and and it caused a little commotion in the store. Tyrese was trying to pay with his credit card, and the store said they would not accept a credit card, and that's how the whole thing went down. Whenever you ever gone to Home Depot and they don't accept a credit card?
They literally nowadays don't accept cash every fucking way you go.
Right.
We would just you been to amusement park lately, sis?
Mm-hmm.
I went because I just took the kids to I took the kids last year to Sesame Place, cashless. Hershey Park, cashless. We just left King's Dominion, my brother, my nephew, Jabari, and Mimi. Cashless. Cash don't work there. It made me so mad to the point I went, y'all realize that it's cash on this fucking card.
Right. So he provided ID and everything. Yeah. He provided ID and everything. And they still would not take his credit card. So that's how the whole thing got started. Yes, it was Hispanics. So, it just goes to show you can be a celebrity. You can be a celebrity. You can even be a celebrity with a lot of money, and you still face the same discrimination as the everyday melanated man, woman, and child. You're not spared from it. You still face it. Yes, cry. Yeah, I remember that Iron Will.
I called him cry. Look, this the funny thing. Think about this, y'all. Tyrese, why you need to go to the Home Depot to start talking about racial discrimination? When that bitch, what's her name, Gina, whatever, that worked on Fast and the Furious, said she tired of black people taking white people's roles. The Spanish girl. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Yeah, I said the Spanish girl from the Fast and the Furious said that she said in response to what was it? The Little Mermaid, the new Little Mermaid. Black people, it's wrong for black people to keep taking white people's roles.
That's a fake character. Little Mermaid is a fake ass character. What are you talking about? It's not a real person.
Exactly. It ain't like that was George Washington and they got Denzel playing George. No. But that Spanish bitch said that. So Tyrese Ben should have been talking about racism from Hispanics. He worked with a racist Hispanic.
Yeah, not to mention his wife cleaned his clock in that divorce.
For real? Motherfucker was crying again. That nigga, but they found him. Look,
well,
Lisa,
if you remember, he was dating a much younger black woman, and she got on a video and said she preferred some white dude over him.
See?
I was like, you dating her?
Right. See? That's what he always wanted, a bed wench of his own. I always wanted my own bed wench. That's not how that works. That's why that'll be the same thing nigga trying to date Candace Owens. She always want Billy Joe. She don't want you.
Mm-hmm.
Kwame Brown, stop talking about Candace Owens. She don't want you.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I mean, Kwame is still out there. I don't follow him at all.
Oh, yeah, he's still out there buck nice, and I heard he had something bad to say about the chairman. Can you believe that raggedy motherfucker opened his mouth, said something bad about the
What?
people in Alabama and the chairman?
Get out of here.
Yeah, man, the people told me, Lisa. I said, what? I said the same thing you said. I'm surprised Kwame's still out there. I don't follow him. Somebody said, yeah, he just was talking bad on the people of Alabama. I thought it was a joke. No, he was right.
Mm.
Oh, y'all think this is something? I said, damn, this nigga crying. Why you beating on Massa that way?
Yeah.
You shouldn't beat on Massa. He's so sweet to me.
Yeah.
He make me all the.
I remember all the hype when he first was coming on YouTube and people were running over there. I wasn't running over there, LVZ. I was not running over there. And I was like, okay, well, I got to see what he's about before I even go. And the little bit that I saw, I was not impressed. I didn't go over there.
Exactly, but it's something that you have that those people don't have, sis. What is it called? Class, character, good sense, and you're not a groupie. See, we need to start talking about this as black men, because that's what I do that about Michael Jordan when I talk about JDRs and ballpark eaters. It's because I'm against groupieism among black men. Black men gotta stop acting like groupies. It's a sad, sad state of affairs where people try to vicariously live through other people and then they become groupies. You know, he famous. He was on TV. He was around Michael Jordan. Look, they're not even being objectively true. Kwame Brown wasn't a bad basketball player. Yes, the fuck he was.
Yeah. No, I did hear about, thank you for posting. I did hear about all that trash talk he was doing about Breonna Taylor. I did hear about it, but I never actually seen the videos, but I did hear about it.
Oh, you ain't see it on my video, Lisa? I did like 3 videos showing that.
No, your video, yes. I heard about, I never actually watched Kwame on video doing that. That's what I'm saying.
No, that's what I'm saying. I played the video.
Oh, okay.
On him saying it. That's why people know so much about it. Because I screamed that from the mountaintops like I was Martin Luther King. Kwame's a coon. I think the soul of Dr. King jumped him. Kwame's a coon. Go on and get him, Lavaz. I get his monkey. Hey, you big coon.
Yeah, like I said, I heard things, but I used to see like little snippets of things he said from what people sent me. But like I said, I was never impressed to the point where I wanted to go over and subscribe and all that. I didn't get to that point with him like a lot of other people did. I guess I'm just funny style like that sometimes,
Not wrong with that. I'm funny style like that too. I don't just jump on nobody because he said some easy shit. That's what they wanted to do. They wanted to make Kwame Brown a hero because he was doing something easy. He was talking about Stephen A. Smith when Stephen A. Smith was talking about him. That's not really hard to do.
Right.
So people clamoring, he said something about Stephen A. Smith. Well, Stephen A. Smith said something about him. So that's just firing back. I just leave that alone. Oh, no, Kwame's a real brother. He's standing. No, Kwame's not a real brother. Kwame's a real motherfucking coon.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So, that, like I said, people become groupies. All you got to do is say one thing, and then all of a sudden, motherfucker want to make you Malcolm X. And that's not You say one thing. Here it is, Lisa. We've been pounding the pavement, spreading the truth for damn near going on 10 years now, sis. We've been pounding the pavement, spreading the truth, and here these All it takes is one knucklehead who throw a ball through a ring. It's SEALs that can do some shit like that.
Yeah.
And because people throw a ball through a ring, forget all of the stuff we've been saying. Hey, he said that. Nah, man. Hey, you gotta prove it. You gotta put your ass on the line. This ain't no game out here, man. You gotta do some Kaepernick shit. Put your ass on the line. Then I respect you.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's what we do. We put our ass on the line.
Didn't Jason Whitlock even complain about Kaepernick?
Yeah, he got kids from Kid Play to dress up like Kaepernick.
Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, everybody rip kid from Kid Play, like, go sit your little off-white ass down, you has-been ass nigga. Your off-white has-been ass down somewhere. Fuck out of here. You ain't shit without Robin Harris. That's what everybody say.
Mm-hmm. Wow. Yeah, I remember that now that you brought that up. I remember that. Yeah, well, I mean, hey, he still got an audience over there. I don't know how, but he does.
Because there's a lot of buck dancers in the world. It's a lot of white supremacists that loved it. Like how Larry Elder still has an audience.
Mm-hmm.
Larry Elder still has an audience, and people still listen to him. But who listens to him? White supremacists and coon wannabe Larry Elder Jr. I bet you C.J. Peterson listens to Larry Elder.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But yeah, y'all, I mean, look, it seems like each week there is a lot of stuff that we can talk about. And it just seems like it is just escalating right along, as we said. What do you think about Shannon Sharp joining ESPN? Did you hear about that?
That is the best FU move to Skip Bayless ever. I laugh like I don't know what. I laugh my behind off. Go ahead, Shannon. Get that money, Shannon. I ain't never mad at it. Let me tell you something, Stephen A. I don't really believe that the Cowboys are able to do the things that they say they're going to do. Now, let me tell you one thing. Michael Irvin, you need to listen to me, Mike. It's going to be funny. All right? That's what's going to happen. It's going to be.
Uh-huh.
It's going to be funny.
Yeah, well, it's going to be interesting. They announced their lineup, and it'll be interesting once Shannon goes on there. He's supposed to be on there, I think, Mondays and Thursdays. He's there part-time, Mondays and Thursdays. So we'll see how. You
heard. What you think about Lil Wayne joining Skip Bayless?
Yeah, I heard about that. I was like, Lil Wayne?
It's gonna be Lil Wayne, Richard Sherman, and I forgot who else. Yep. So he had to. That's what's so funny. He got Richard Sherman, who came on TV, called him an idiot, told him he wasn't good at nothing, and he'd never be that he was better at life than everything Skip Bayless has ever accomplished. He had to go to that man and say, will you please be the guy that comes on and calls me a white supremacist? Because that's basically what Skip Bayless' TV show is. Yeah. The white supremacist versus the black guy who nicely calls him a white supremacist.
And thank you, dark skinned brother, for the super sticker. Yeah, he got Rachel Nichols over there.
Okay, there you go. So he brought another white supremacist over with him.
Yeah. So that's who he brought to replace Shannon.
Yeah. That way he don't look that bad. Yeah. You know what? That's a cold move though, family, what Skip Bayless just did. That's what you do. If you don't want people to know how much of a white supremacist you are, bring a straight Klansman in front of He gonna bring one of the daughters of the Confederacy on that joint Say, see, I'm not even as racist as her.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
He might well get Donald Sterling. He got Rachel Nichols.
Is that man still alive? Is that
Oh
man
no.
still alive? I mean, when he got called out for all that mess he was saying, wasn't he over the hill then?
He was over the hill 20 years ago. That's how y'all know money keep these old white people alive. He like Dick Cheney. He probably got artificial parts all over him.
Mm-hmm.
Dick
When did
Cheney.
that happen? That happened what, around 2018? And he was dating
Yeah,
that
I
old
think
young.
so.
Yeah, he was dating that old young. Wasn't she? I don't think she was Chinese.
She,
Wasn't she like a
she was
Filipino
black
or
and
something?
Filipino. She was
Yeah,
black and Filipino.
yeah.
V. Stiviano. What happened to her?
Oh, Donald
What happened to her?
Sterling died. He did.
He did? When?
That's what I
I
want to know.
don't, I don't remember when
I
he
don't
died.
remember him dying. Hold on.
Somebody said Dick Clark. I remember Dick Clark. Yeah,
Yeah, I
he's
remember
dead.
Dick Clark. Yeah. Now, Dick Clark, I remember that, but I didn't think Donald Sterling died. Just old and probably some smelly old man, but he's not dead.
He died 2 years ago. Okay, well, that's how racists die. Nobody really ever remembers you. You just die. But look, but your racism lives forever. I'm sure he'll be proud.
Age
I'm
89.
sure I'm sure he's looking up from the depths of hell right now, looking at all of the bullshit and going, boy, I'm proud of this.
Yeah, banned for life. Now I remember all of that. You know, he got banned for life. I
But I don't remember him dying.
Mhm.
I remember they gave that motherfucker 3. That's how white people get fired, y'all. You're fired. Now he take your $30 billion and get the fuck out of here.
He's not dead.
I didn't think he was.
He's not dead. He's 80.
died.
They said he's 89 years old, but he's not
Right.
dead. He lives in Chicago, Illinois. He's 89 years old, got 2 children, worth $4.1 billion as of 2023.
Right.
No, he ain't dead. Donald
Shit.
Sterling is still alive.
Right. Still watching TV, call the people nigga.
Uh-huh. But no, he's not dead. He's 89, but not dead.
Yeah, man, don't do that. Oh, the last Don still alive. He said, look, racism keeping him here. Shit.
Yeah, racism and money. That's what's
Yeah.
keeping him here.
That motherfucker the Sith Lord now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because he was over the hill when all that mess went down with the NBA and all that stuff. He was talking all that trash about the NBA players.
Right, he been over the hill. I ain't think that stopped him.
Mm-hmm.
He just had some little kid knocked off in Guatemala and stole their heart. That's what he did.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all know organ harvesting real. Donald Sterling and crackers like him do it all the time.
Yeah, well, no matter how you look at it, if he's 89 years old, even if he croaked now, he still had a pretty decently long life.
Yeah,
Well,
he did.
Yeah, Dick Cheney. Yeah, Dick Cheney. Dick Cheney. Yeah, he's another one. Yeah, done had what, about 5 heart attacks and he's still here.
Yeah, now he got all bionic parts. Y'all don't even know. Dick Cheney wear a lot of long sleeve stuff. That motherfucker has a Nigerian body. Dick Cheney. Listen, they did that surgery. They found a Nigerian and cut his head off and put Dick Cheney's head and neck on a Nigerian, a 25-year-old Nigerian. I'm trying to tell y'all, Dick Cheney is black with a white. He's black from the neck down, now from shoulders down. Dick Cheney is black. I bet you'll never see him go swimming. He don't want you to see that.
Uh-huh. Wow. Giuliani, oh, we don't care about him.
Yeah.
Who
Well,
cares?
Giuliani a damn vampire. Nobody sees him in the
I
day.
know, right? He
Right.
is. He is. I still
Yeah,
say them pictures of him with the dye coming down the side of his face, those are priceless.
that's him melting in the sun. He ain't supposed to, you know damn well vampires ain't supposed to be in the sun, Lisa.
Those pictures are just too much. Every
That's
time
what we
I do
have.
a
That's oh
Giuliani,
shit.
every time I do a Giuliani story, I gotta dig up one of them pictures, man, of that dye running down the side of his face. Thank you, dark skinned brother, for the super sticker. I gotta do them pictures, man. Those pictures I will never forget. Mitch McConnell, yeah, him like Dianne Feinstein and what's that other one, Grassley. I mean, all of them are way well into what, their 80s. Yeah, they should have been retired.
Chuck Grassley, yeah, racist motherfucker.
Yeah, he's
Tell
another one sitting there. I guess he gonna die in office because that's another one that won't leave.
white supremacy seems to be keeping them alive. We got to cut their supply off.
Yeah.
Cut their supply of white supremacy off.
Yeah. What, the shoe pile? I guess, I don't know. I guess Giuliani thought if he dyed his hair, he would look younger, and there is that mug. It couldn't look young. I don't care what dye he put on that head. That mug.
I'm trying to tell y'all that. I'm trying to tell y'all. I'm gonna tell y'all the secret, okay? That I'm telling y'all, the man is a damn vampire. That was not dye. That wasn't shoe polish. That was melanin of black babies that he was stealing at night, and he would take the melanin and make a juice and put it in his hair to try to keep the sun from burning him to death because he's a vampire. He know he use it like sunscreen. I'm telling you.
I guess
use it like sunscreen.
I guess it wouldn't penetrate in his hair, so it started
running.
No,
so the sun was still It's like, oh no, the melanin juice is running down the sides of my face. They'll know what I've done.
Oh man,
he's a damn vampire, y'all.
Mm-hmm. He most certainly. Rudy Giuliani is a trip, and he's still in court trying to justify all that mess he did when he was trying to fight for Trump in that election. And I said, boy, he's still paying the price for that. And Donald Trump cut him off. Donald Trump to this very day still don't communicate with him. He got cut off.
Right. Because Donald Trump don't want to go to jail for real. He talk that tough shit. He's scared as a bitch. He's scared as a bitch.
Ain't that the truth? Yeah, that's the truth. Donald Trump is done with his butt. He ain't even trying to have Giuliani around.
Right. And Giuliani scared to go to jail because he a vampire. Life mean he'll just be there for 1,000 years. Because I don't care what nobody say. Rudy Giuliani died right after 9/11. That vampire bit him. And he came back to Rudy Giuliani been dead, y'all. That's not. Put some garlic up. Ask that nigga eat some garlic, and then I believe he's not a vampire.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh well. Did you see palm-colored people in Florida in a sunburn contest? No, I didn't see that. They had a sunburn contest down in Florida.
That's hilarious.
No, I didn't see that.
That is fucking hilarious, Lisa.
Yeah. Huh?
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it is. They have sunburn contests? No, I didn't see that. I might have to go check that out. That's funny. A sunburn contest, huh?
Ain't that a bitch? You know what I saw that was funny? This how tell me you're a tether without telling me a tether. Hey y'all, I saw an African man with sunscreen on at motherfucker King's Dominion. And I'm looking, I'm like, nigga, you blacker than me. You get the fuck out of here. Why does this nigga have on sunscreen?
I don't know.
What was he doing? At least it was African. I can tell from the hairline. He was not FBA. He was not FBA, sis.
I believe it. You know, some of our people are convinced they need sunscreen on. I said, see, you don't let them get to you. I have not ever put no. I'm not putting no sunscreen on.
Sunscreen on.
I have burned in my life. What if I'm gonna? Right. If I'm not burning, why would I need to put it on?
That is embarrassing. That nigga was walking around with sunscreen. I like, now, nigga, you know you wrong. Wow. Nigga, you are from the Sahara. What the fuck do you need?
Mm-hmm. Wow. And all of their sunscreens are toxic. Every last one itself is toxic. Why would you put it on?
That's what I'm saying. Look, me and us, me, Jabari, all us, we just sitting there, we like, fuck it, let's get browner. This motherfucker, oh no, I don't want to be too dark. Too late, nigga. The Lord had something to say about that.
I know, right? Oh, that is something.
Don't want to.
Brother, let me see what you said. A dark skinned brother, thank you for the super chat. LVZ, I am going to make them turn on your super chat and stickers. I know they shadow ban your family. If they don't, I'll shut everything down.
Well, get the shutting, brother, because it is no way they're going to ever monetize me. Speaking of monetize, Lisa, did you know the Fresh and Fit people got demonetized?
Yeah, I saw that.
Did you see him crying, though? The dude started crying.
No, I didn't see that part.
The Myron dude who talked the most shit was crying like a motherfucker.
What? Yeah, I'm going to have to go back and look at it.
I did this for you guys. I love you guys. I love you guys.
Oh, hell no. No, now that you said that, I'm gonna have to go back and look. But yes, I did hear about them getting demonetized a few days ago.
Yeah, and this motherfucker was crying like a pussy. I mean, crying.
What? Okay, I'm gonna have to go check that out. Yeah, Myron. They said his name is Myron was crying.
Yeah, I mean, Myron was crying. I mean, I thought YouTube was going to pay me for being their pet Negro. They stopped paying me. I can't believe it. I did this all for you, White Daddy. I did it for you. Bitch ass. Oh, bitch ass. That's you get. See, that's the problem. That's what you get for being a. I'm sorry, Lisa. I got to say, this is what you get for being a hoe ass nigga. When you don't know how to work and get your own out the mud. You got to be a clinger on and all of that. You don't know how to get it out the mud. So when they cut you off, you start crying like a bitch because now you ain't got nothing else to lean on. You know, you don't know how to go out there and get it. All you know how to do is kiss ass. You deserve this. And every coon like this, you better take notes. All you talentless hacks who run through the YouTube streets, kissing ass, buck dancing, talking down on black people, eventually YouTube gonna get you too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is true. This is true. Yeah, so y'all, did you get your white folding chair yet? Mine is coming this week. I got one. It's coming this week. I got a white folding chair coming, y'all. I got mine's coming.
You want to hear something funny? I got a black one now. Guess how I got it?
How?
I was doing a moving job, right? At the end of the day, it was this white guy. We was moving in on a Quantico military base. It had some fold chairs. I said, You mind if I take? Sure, you can have all of them. I swear. Sure, you can have get those fuckers the fuck out of here. Not whooping my ass with them. That white man hurried up and gave me them folding chairs, y'all. I said, I don't need but one. You sure? You can have all of them. No, I don't need but one.
Well, how many were there?
It was like 5 of them. Me and the
okay.
other 2 black dudes took one, and we was all giggling when we took them and shit. Say, yeah, we want to get them motherfuckers out of here. Me and friend was me and 2 other black dudes, and we was laughing our ass off as we all took a chair.
Hey, he probably put the remainder ones on the curb, free to take.
Hey.
Probably put them on the curb with a big old sign, free to take. Just
free
take
to take. We don't want to see them.
Oh man. No,
somebody said they painted theirs pink.
I got mine coming, and it really didn't cost that much. Thank you, dark skinned brother, for the super sticker. Yeah. So I said I don't care if I don't have nowhere to put it, but prop it up against the wall. I'll do that as long as I got one.
No, that's what you do, Lisa. That's home security. Just sit it right up against the wall. Motherfucker come in, bang! Oh shit.
Yeah. And then after that video came out, that was the other one. Did you see that brother beating on that dude with the chair on Instagram?
The yellow one.
Yeah.
I might get me a yellow one. See, I might get me. He knocked that motherfucker out, then gave him a kill shot. Hold on, I ain't finished, motherfucker.
Yeah. And then after that, y'all, it was the nurse. Remember the black nurse?
She put that shit up. Yeah.
It was a black nurse, and this white woman went behind the nursing station to attack her. She knocked her on the floor and then picked the chair up. I said,
"Oh, she picked up the office chair. She about hit that bitch with an office chair. Bitch, you can get some of this work, this chair work out here."
Yeah, if you didn't see that one, that was a good one. And a white man ran behind the counter and grabbed her. It looked like she was about to get that work with that chair.
Right. It's not the time to be playing with black people. We will chair the fuck out of you. Okay, Lisa, keep that joint right by the door, Lisa. Don't you know them Mormons? Yeah, don't you know them Mormons? They be riding the bikes, knocking on your doors, trying to tell you the wonders of white Jesus. Soon as hello, can I tell you about bing? Get the fuck away from my door, heathen. Share the shit out, watch the other one run.
I don't know. They may not come near us no more, LVZ. They may ride your bike, stand on the curb with a megaphone.
Hello, sir.
Near our door anymore.
Hello, sir. Can I scream to you the wonders of white Jesus? I'll leave a pamphlet right here on the ground. You can pick it up, or maybe you don't want to pick it up. Whatever you feel like doing.
Right, LVZ. If you want me to leave, just wave the white chair out your front door. Just wave that white chair outside the front door and I'll leave.
All right, I guess he's not interested. What? I saw the chair come out. It was time to go. This for real though. One time, Lisa, when I was a little kid, I talk about those Mormons. I was 12 years old, and me and my dad was living in Oxon Hill Village. I will never forget. I was coming home from middle school one day, and we lived up this hill, if anybody know what I'm talking about, called Dog Hill. So after I get on the school bus, I walk this big ass hill. As I'm walking the hill to the corner, the Mormons are running. Like one of the Mormons is running. And I'm like, yo, what the fuck? And as I turn the corner, some of my friends were in high school. They were a little older than me. They laughing their ass off. And I'm coming around the corner. I see the door open in my building and a bike fly down the steps. What? And people are dying laughing. And all of a sudden, this man come out and say, "Yeah, you get the fuck away from my door, you cracker motherfucker." It was my dad.
Oh
It
my
was
God.
my dad, y'all.
It was your
He
father.
chased. He said, "Man, I don't know what they did. They pissed him off. He grabbed the bike and threw that motherfucker out. Whatever they did, they pissed him off. They ran away. I caught him running away from our door. And you see him, they left that bike. Dad had that motherfucker bike, throwing it down. And said, what the fuck? Told that motherfucker, get away from my door, man. I got shit going on, man.
They probably, LVC, they probably went to the door as soon as your father opened. He said, "Honk!" And your father was like, "Get your butt the hell up out of here."
Get the hell out of here with that honk shit. What? Oh, no. Won't be no Sky Daddy over this mother.
That's what he did. He spread his arms out and said, "Honk."
Look at that motherfucker. What the fuck? No. That's some devil shit in my door.
Wow. Yeah, that's
crazy.
That is crazy.
Man. That's what I gotta understand. Having a strong dad means something. It really means something. Having a strong dad, you just don't go for the okie doke.
Ain't that something?
Right.
Wow.
It's like Chairman Reggie Ray. Trust me, his kids are gonna be proud, well-rounded individuals that fight for freedom. You can tell how he wielded that chair that he can rear some good children.
I'm just glad he got out. I'm glad he got out of jail.
Yeah, he should. Shoot, I'm glad he got $250,000 so far on that GoFundMe.
Yeah.
He got over $250,000. He deserved that. Chairman Reg, he don't deserve all this foolishness that's going on in his life.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that.
And again, let me say again, Lisa, that anybody who live in Mississippi, that bitch ass mayor got to go. Okay? That punk ass mayor got to go, y'all.
No, yeah, the one that ran around talking about he don't need the black vote. I remember that.
Yeah, people in Alabama. Yeah. That's that same man. That greasy bastard gotta go. He probably the one that calls him, lock up Chairman Reg. They rooting for him. You know how he do, Lisa.
Yeah.
He called, lock up Chairman Reg. They rooting for him. Fuck you mean they? You black as us. You mean they rooting for him?
Well, I knew they were full of crap, LVZ, because if you remember at that news conference that the police gave, yeah, we got suspects, and the guy with the chair, please just contact us. We just want to talk.
We just want to talk.
You wanted to arrest him. Yeah, I'm talking about you just want to question him. Yeah, you wanted to arrest him.
You want to talk to me about how you can lock me the fuck up? Eat ass. Oh, y'all can eat ass.
And that's exactly what he was doing. He was trying to get a hold of him to have that conversation to say you're under arrest. That was the conversation. You're under arrest.
Don't deny me the chance to lock another black man up. That's what he said.
Was.
That's what most police do. They join the motherfucking force with the intention of locking niggas up. And I can't wait to lock a black motherfucker up like you. Hold up. You look just like me. Put the cuffs on yourself, nigga.
But yeah, I remember that mayor. In fact, when I saw him, I was like, I remember that mayor as soon as they showed him.
Yeah. What'd you say, Lee? Lisa? I remember the smell of your butter biscuits anyway. You smell, as soon as it came on, the aroma of butter biscuits. As soon as you saw his picture, you said, I smell butter biscuit. Oh, that's him. That's him. I know which one that is. That's the cool ass man.
Yeah, the one that sat there talking about he didn't need the black vote. Yeah, I remember that.
Yep. You look down at his feet, say, "Oh, I recognize them tap shoes. I know who you are."
Mm-hmm.
Same coon, same old coon.
Yeah. You know, LVZ, I ain't gonna lie to you. Last night before I went to sleep, I watched that Montgomery Riverfront Brawl again, and I was so happy when I went to sleep.
Me, I was hanging out. I've been hanging out the last couple of days with a former NFL player, and me and him watched it and had a good, healthy giggle about that shit for about 20. We kept rewinding. And said, "Look at him hit with the chair." Then me and his grandma was talking about it this morning, laughing about it. Do you realize grandmother, 80 some years old, she just felt so good to
Mhm.
see that ass whooping.
Yeah. I watched it
See,
last night, y'all. I watched it last night.
hey,
I was laughing
the
my butt
Montgomery
off.
Brawl, the Montgomery Brawl, Lisa, brings generations of black people together, young and old,
Yeah.
tall and
And it's gonna
light
bring me,
and dark.
it's gonna bring me together next August 5th, 2024. That's gonna be a day of celebration for me.
Yeah, we got to do a special next August 5th, 2024. We have to do a special broadcast, Lisa.
Yeah.
Me, you, we gonna celebrate. I'ma shoot fireworks and shit.
That is
I'm
already
going
yeah, that's a
in the
designated
middle of the
grill.
road.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's a designated grill day, y'all. The
Day for
grill is
August 5th.
going out.
I don't care if it's a middle of the week Tuesday. I'm a grill. We're gonna do a broadcast, Lisa, and I'm gonna shoot fireworks on the broadcast. Shoot them up. I'm be, Mama, light the sky up. Niggas be like, what happened? This the 5th of August.
Yeah.
Like, nigga, you don't know about the 5th of August?
Man,
Nah,
screw
fuck July.
the hell with Juneteenth. They give me
Yeah,
August 5th.
yeah, I'm to hell with the 4th of July. I'm with the 5th of August.
Yep. That's my
Like, you
official holiday right there.
right. Y'all make sure y'all gonna pick y'all south. For those in the south, y'all know go to south of the border. For those in the north, y'all know hit York, Pennsylvania. Go on and pick y'all up some fireworks for next August 5th and let's celebrate like a whole family should.
Yeah, yeah. It should be celebration breaking out among our people all over the country.
Right, but all y'all brothers is drinkers, go on and pop your bottles and light your chronic joints and things. Celebrate. Celebrate the mass ass whipping, which was August 5th.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me? I would celebrate with y'all. Celebrate with me. Celebrate with your brother LVZ, your sister Lisa Brown,
Yeah.
Auntie True Roll and KD and all of us. We love
And even if you can't grill that day because you may be working, get your favorite food that day, whatever you love eating, get your favorite food just for that day.
right. Pot of neck bones, whatever you like. Make
them oxtails, neck bones, whatever it is that makes you happy. We need to monetize the chair. Yeah, you're right. You're right. We still waiting for LVZ to put that hat out with the white folding chair on it. He gonna be rich. He gonna be rich selling that online.
You can get the chair. He just got the chair. Back in the day when they say you get the chair, that means you was executed, right?
Right.
Now when you get the chair, it means the same thing. You got It means the same damn thing. You got executed.
Mm-hmm. You're gonna execute that chair on somebody's head.
Yeah, executing the perfect chair shot. He need to do tutorials on how to use that chair shot. Mm-hmm. He's like, how you doing? This is Chairman Reg. Now let me teach you how to execute the perfect chair shot.
Well,
lot of you
can he do it? If George Zimmerman can show Trayvon and be chuckling about it, he can do chair tutorials.
He can do that. And we can all send money to learn how to bash a motherfucker shit in.
Like somebody said, chair Kwando.
Yeah.
Chair Kwando.
Yes, Chair Kwando. Let me see your Shaolin style. No, we don't use that Asian shit. Hold on, my bad. Let me see your Alabama style. What
Uh-huh.
is your style? What is your style? The Baltimore Bad.
Now, wouldn't it be funny if August 5th, 2024 come and every black man, woman walk outside with a white chair? All of us collectively go outdoors with our white chair.
White chair. And everybody wear black hats. And if
Mhm.
anything kick off, toss it up in the air. It's up there.
Uh-huh.
Look, that should be the celebration jump. That's what we should do, Lisa. Like you say, we're gonna grill, we're gonna have chair. We all gotta have folding chairs that day. And at the end of the night, when I shooting the fireworks, y'all, we all toss our black cap in the air like we graduated and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Throw the cap in it like when they graduated. Yeah, we graduated the ass whoopings. About time. We ain't turned the other cheek, no.
Mm-hmm. Ain't that the truth?
See, what they say, them people in Montgomery say, look, 60 years ago, they was out here singing, taking ass whoopings, talking about we shall overcome.
Mm-hmm.
60 years later, we out here giving ass whoopings saying we shall overrun. You better get the
Uh-huh. Wow. Yeah, well, I guess it's a good thing John Lewis was not here because he would have been crying. You supposed to get your ass beat. You're not supposed to give ass beatings. Black people, what are you doing?
Lisa, why would you do this? No, don't do this. Look, this is not God, Chaba. No, no. Why would you do that? I said that. I said, I'm glad John Lewis is dead. And people laughed at me. I said, am I wrong for saying that? But I am. I'm glad John Lewis dead.
Mm-hmm.
Because he'd have been.
This is wrong. It's not good, Trumba. It's not
It
good,
ain't good,
Trumba. Put the chairs
Chaba.
down. Put them chairs down. That's not good, Trumba.
If you if he so happens to hit you with the chair, lay there and take the beating. This ain't good, Trevor. You sit your silly ass down.
If he was down on the waterfront, y'all, as soon as John got on the pier, he probably would have automatically laid down. He probably would just laid down. Okay.
When that white man hit him with that knee, he wouldn't have got up like the captain did. He would have just laid down and just took the beating. Told him, look, Aquaman would have swam over here to talk. No, don't do it. Don't do it, son. They stopping the out.
LVC, he would have came on the pier and laid down and said, black people follow me. Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
They was looking at each other in confusion. He'd have looked, Lisa, he'd have snatched the chair out the chairman's hand.
Lay down. Lay down. Lay down.
I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay the smack down on him. Lay down some of these chair shots across his head. He was weighing his ass out.
Mm-hmm. He would have said, lay down. Remember what I did on the Edmund Pettus Bridge? Lay down. Lay down.
Yeah. You know what he said, Miss Abby? No, that's what he would have said. This is not good trouble. I need you to kiss in good trouble. No, don't fight back. This is not the way of not. Man, shut your ass up. Even get a chair, get your ass whooped. Get a chair, get a piece of this chair. Get your old ass out of here. Sick of these old ass cowards.
That's not good trouble. He's got to stop you.
Yeah, no. I've got to stop you. Somebody should have hit John Lewis ass with a chair. Nigga, that's what should have been happening. What should have been rumbling just like up in Montgomery. Motherfucker dragging you by the backpack and whooping the shit out you with a billy club. You just laying there and then gonna go hug them 40 years later. So, I don't hate you. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Fuck you talking about you don't hate him.
Mm-hmm. Let's see, John Lewis, yeah, Tim Scott. Yeah, what was he gonna do? Go down there and stand there and say America is not a racist country.
He said, nah. Why they whooping his ass, calling him nigga? Guess what he be doing, Lisa? It's not about race. It's not. Hey, y'all done be beating the shit out of him. Y'all calling him nigga. He's screaming at the top of his lungs. But it's not about race. Right. It's not about race.
First of all, the fact that you were the only black senator for years, it should tell you that there is a problem, okay?
It just look, he said, it just so happens I'm the only one. No, nigga. No, nigga. It don't just so happen. That did not just so happen.
Right.
Fuck out of here. Taking ass whoopings on purpose, screaming it's not about race. Nah, the right black people was there. The right black. You notice Candace Owens ain't said shit about Alabama. She don't want to talk about it.
She sure didn't.
You know why, right?
Yeah. Which one it was? Was it Jason Whitlock? It was one of them old coons that said that they shouldn't have done that.
Jason Whitlock.
Jason? I think
that was Jason again. That was Jason, not Candace. You know why Jason can say that? He's a big, fat, juicy, jolly coon who's celibate anyway. She can't say that because Zaddy is at home. She don't even want to bring that ass whooping up with Zaddy at home. Zaddy, don't speak about, he British too. Don't you talk about it, Candace. Don't you dare look at it, Candace. Don't look at it, Candace.
LBZ.
Yeah.
Before they went to bed that night, he went around and got all the white folding chairs out.
Yeah, got every chair out of the house. And she looked at us and said, what are you doing? In case you try to revolt.
He said,
I don't want you to try to revolt.
He said, Candace, I'm going to be heading to bed. Go on up. I'll be up. Ran around the whole house getting all the chairs out.
Remove every chair. Them motherfuckers in there sitting like Japanese people. Now, I like Asian art now.
He made sure he got every chair out the house. I just don't like the chair, Kansas. I just want it out of here.
I just think it'd be better if we, because he British, right? He said, I just think it'd be better if we get it out. No, darling, I like the Asian look. Nigga about revolt. Then he go whispering, Mom, I've got all the chairs out. This nigger won't revolt on me. No Negro revolts in this house.
Can you imagine if the car had white seats? He probably went out there and ripped the seats out.
And ripped them out, yeah. They riding like the Flintstones in that motherfucker. He just cut the bottom out of the car. This fucking.
I don't think Candace got that in. I don't think Candace got that in her. I think she loves that way too much.
Yeah, them motherfuckers, poor bed wenches. This, I'm telling you, y'all ain't paying no attention to that. The bed wench game is hard now because of what happened in Alabama. Because they don't know how to talk about. Because bed wenches, even they can't even be that shameful to sit out here and blame the black people. They know they're gonna get roasted.
Right.
At the same time, they can't salute the ass whooping that the black people gave Zaddy.
Yep.
So they gotta act like the shit just didn't happen. Y'all notice the bed wench gang ain't talking nothing about Alabama. Y'all notice that. Pay attention to certain shit.
Yeah, no, I haven't seen any actually.
Mm.
No, I mean Jason Whitlock, but as far as everyone else, no, I have not heard a peep out of
Think
them.
about it.
Not even the usual black Republicans out here.
Republican,
They be running their mouth. They ain't been running their mouth like that.
right? Y'all laughing. My man Byron B talk about VZ ain't all there. No, Byron, you know I'm all there. You know I ain't lying. Look, the news ain't even want to talk about the ass whooping. We talked about the ass whooping so much that it made the media say, and let's talk about Alabama real quick. Yeah, a little incident. It was horrible. Now let's talk about the inflation.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
They don't want to show us winning. Y'all know I ain't lying. Byron know I ain't lying. Byron
that
just
is
messing with me.
No, that's true.
Yeah, they don't want to show you winning. They mad as shit that you got a W. God damn it. Bob, cut that shit off. Don't show that, Bob.
Mm-hmm.
How are these niggas handing out justice? They're feeling good about themselves. That's why that boy in Mississippi, them police, come on, Lisa. The police working with them white supremacists that shot at that FedEx boy, Lisa.
Yeah, I know. If you look, and I'm not, because people are like the police chief. Hold on. The police chief is black. Yeah, that's the second police chief. When the incident happened, it was a white police chief with that same last name, Case. And
Right.
they were trying to say that was the people there said it was a relative. He tried to deny it, but the folks said, nope, they are related. He tried to deny it. That's what y'all missing. It's not the same police chief. It's not the
See?
same one. The black one that's there, he replaced the other one.
Right. Because the other one mishandled it. Y'all remember when True Royal and Lisa first started talking about that story, because they was one of the first people to talk about it. Remember, the police reacted harshly to Shorty making a complaint, right?
Hold on, I'm gonna show them to you. This was the former police chief before the black police chief took over. Let me share my screen. I'll show them to you. Okay. Because it's Brookhaven. That's where they're from. All right. Let me share my screen. I'll show them to you.
Because I remember the dude said he made the report and the police didn't believe him.
Right. Here he is. He was the former police chief. His name was Chris Case. Chris Case. And he is related to those two white guys that shot at the black FedEx driver. He was the police chief at that time. He resigned, he stepped down, and the black police chief of police is there now. And when I went in the comment section, some of y'all didn't get that. You kept saying, oh, he's black. No. He was not there at the time. He was not the police chief. He was there, but he was not the police chief at the time.
And what he did, because he know that's with his peoples, what he did was he held evidence on purpose.
Right.
He held it out from the defense and the prosecutor. But that always helps the defense, because the defense gets an automatic mistrial when it isn't, when evidence gets introduced that nobody knew about.
Right. And that was done on purpose.
Now, keep in mind though, y'all, I want y'all to notice this. If some shit like that happened to a black man and you find out that he innocent, they just tell you you can't use that evidence and we gonna convict that nigga.
Right.
But when it's a white guy, the judge say, oh no, I gotta declare a mistrial. He really didn't have to.
Right.
We just learned.
Yeah, because I mean they're all going to protect the same police officer, right. The police officer's relatives, because that's who they are. And see, when I looked in the comment section, a lot of y'all were like, "Well, the police chief is a black man," and you got to understand that black man worked with Chris Case,
Right. For
okay,
years.
worked with him. So at the end of the day, they're going to all be on each other's side.
And another thing
Yeah.
we gotta pay attention to. This is some Rittenhouse shit. I'm like, how is this Rittenhouse shit, Bob? Well, the judge just did the same thing in the Rittenhouse case. He did what he wanted to do. People say, well, no, that's the law. When new evidence gets introduced, well, that didn't happen in the Kyle Rittenhouse case. They told motherfucker, you can't call them victims. You can't show evidence of him being a violent offender. All of that. So the judge has the power to do whatever they want to do. They better get another judge. I'm telling you, they better get another judge.
Here we go. Remember, their last name was Case. Look at this police chief at the time. Look at his last name, Case.
And remember what they happened. And remember what Shorty said. When I called the police, they act like I was lying.
Right.
And he didn't know why. Now we know why. That was his family. They wasn't going to investigate their family.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to say. So when y'all came in the comment section talking about the police chief is black, you didn't take into account it was a different police chief when this all went down. It was this dude right here, Chris Case.
Yeah, y'all. We do got to understand. Because just like the police chief here in PG County, they fired the cop who just got convicted. And I'm mad that he won't put other charges on all the other racist cops that he was talking to. Well, I was like, well, why would the chief let that go on? Then that's when I found out he wasn't the chief when that shit happened. They found out what happened, then they fire him, and they immediately put a black chief in. So that's the new thing we need to look for too.
Yeah. How you doing, True Royal?
True Royal.
So that's what you got to keep in mind. So I'm not surprised the Case and that young brother had to sit there and endure a mistrial. I'm not shocked over it. They did what they had to do to protect those relatives of the former police chief. That's all that was about at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's what white supremacy is. A welfare protection system for white people, no matter what they do.
There you go. For real. So that's all I wanted to show y'all, just in case you did not know that they're relative. I think they're cousins. I believe they're cousins. He's cousins with the two defendants that shot at that young man. I think Montario. Yeah, that shot at him. I believe I heard in the neighbor said they were cousins.
Yeah. And that's why they knew that they could do that shit and get away with it. Yeah, and that's why ain't nothing immediately happened once he did it. It had to hit the internet, and we had to make outrage about it again. Remember?
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, you never know. He may not be the only relative they got in the police department or even in the courts there. You know, it could be more family. We just don't know.
The judge could be married to the family.
Yeah, we just don't know. That's all. All right, y'all. We've been on here for over 2 hours. So I want to thank everybody for coming. Now, I will be putting my videos out. I did not put my videos out earlier because I was suffering from a sinus headache. And I mean, the pain is gone, but I still, you know how you still feel that pressure around your eyes? I still have that. So I'll be doing my videos later on in the morning.
That's something about the air up here, because you know my ex-wife had been complaining about the same thing. And
Uh-huh.
then she went down South Carolina. She said, for some reason, it's gone.
Yeah. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. So, everybody, thank you so much for coming. We'll definitely do this again. I did say I was going to do the current events more often, and I definitely will. So, thank you, LVZ, for being here
No
and joining
problem.
the panel. Thank you so much. And everybody else, thank you for coming in the chat. I do appreciate you and the time that we spend together. So, on that note, shalom, family.
Shalom. Love y'all.